What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 85 of the Left Coast Leafs podcast. I'm Sean Orr, joined with my good buddy Trevor Bass. It feels like someone should have worn this jersey, but there is no one.
No, 85 seems like a wearable number.
Odd.
Yeah, you think Lou would have made someone wear it because you look bigger in it.
We are one
Poor
episode
Lou.
away from my birthday year pod.
Oh, yeah?
86.
All right, yeah, we'll honor that for sure. Definitely. No, I pulled up a couple of interesting facts about the number 85. So I went back to the 85-86 season.
Okay.
First of all, Rick Vaive was the captain, and I saw him 2 weeks ago at the alumni game, so that was pretty cool. And here's a weird thing, okay? You think we bitch about our playoff format in the NHL right now, okay? Back in 85-86, we had 4 divisions, okay? We had the Smythe division, the Adams division, da-da-da-da-da. And each division, 4 teams made the playoffs, top 4. And there was 6 or 7 teams in each division. So it wasn't a conference thing. It was those divisions. Then they played off within the division, okay? Leafs had a record of 25 wins, 48 losses, and 7 ties, and made the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, they beat. So they had to play. It was 4 versus 1. They had to play and beat Chicago in a best of 3 in the first round.
Best of 3.
Yeah, they still had best of 3 in 85-86. I didn't realize that.
Very random.
And then they lost in 7 games to St. Louis in the Adams division final.
Because they were in the Western Division back then?
Yeah.
Weird that they were in the West.
Yeah, they were for so long. And there was 3 other teams in the NHL overall that had better records than the Leafs, but didn't make the playoffs.
Huh.
So it's like they kind of never get it right.
It should be so simple.
It should be the NBA model.
Well, nothing was wrong with it before, where it was 1 through 8, and the 3 divisions, division winners made the playoffs, guaranteed.
The only thing you could bitch about in that format was if a division winner had a lesser record than someone and they got seated higher because they won the division. That was the only thing people would bitch about.
They changed that, though.
Yeah, they did it. Back to this.
No. Before
did they change that before?
They changed it, whereas if you won your division, you made it.
Okay.
But it's stupid how it is right now.
Yeah, it's too goofy, and it seems to be very repetitive as far as the matchups every year too.
Yeah.
And so now this was a really short notice pod, so
Yeah,
I didn't have time to get to Wyatt for a beer.
Fucking Wyatt.
But I wanted a beer. Fucking Wyatt on Sundays. What is he? Catholic?
Don't try and take the excuse away. It's fucking Wyatt.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he needs to be way more. He needs like a bat phone for us only.
Yes.
And so I just went to Liquor Planet, and standing at that side counter there was new cooler guy.
New cooler guy.
But he knows our situation, right?
Very good.
And I said, hey, can you do me a solid? Can you just find me the absolute newest beer that you have in a tall can and put it in a brown paper bag for me? And I want to see it.
Did you ask it no charge?
No, I said I'll pay for it today. And so he said, oh, I know exactly. We had one that we just got on the shelves on Wednesday. So there's not a chance that either of us have had this beer. So I hope anyway. So time for the big reveal. I had a very good beer from a very out there brewery last night.
I
saw that on
that.
Instagram.
It looked cool.
Boombox Brewing Company.
And there was something AF.
Fruity AF.
Yeah.
Fruity as fuck. Is that what that means?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. I thought that's how the kids say it.
Very trendy.
Yeah. And interesting, it's brewed at Parallel 49.
Oh.
So maybe
cool.
it's a brewery that rents space from Parallel 49 or a little offshoot of Parallel 49. How they, like Kudo is Tellus.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Here we go. Oh, it's a Deep Cove. But they're coming up a lot these days, Deep Cove. A couple times. Deep Cove Berry Sour.
Ooh.
And that reaction says it all.
Just not
folks.
a sour guy or a fruity guy.
It's fucking Jim Houston, hey?
I like Jim.
I have no issues with Jim, but people back in Ontario...
I think he's the best, and it's not even... Well, him and Ray Ferraro.
But
Ray Ferraro's an analyst.
They say there's inflection in his voice that shows bias against Toronto and for whoever they're playing. I don't know.
I don't hear it.
No, I don't hear it because we heard him for so long out here as a Canuck guy. I just hear Jim Houston. He's good. I mean, he's no Cuthbert.
I think he's bad. I think he's the best.
You do, eh?
Yeah.
Huh, there you go. We're going to get a lot of hate mail. People don't rate the pod off this episode. This sour pours a deep purple hue. Oh, hue. Huh, funny hue story. This sour pours a deep purple hue from locally sourced blueberry and blackberry puree. Its sweetness is subdued by a tart and dry finish that provides a uniquely fresh and puckering explosion of flavor. Nice. Do you watch Breaking Bad?
I did watch Breaking Bad.
Hugh was that the big security guard.
No, he was the brother-in-law, the DEA agent.
Hugh?
I'm pretty sure his name was Hugh.
Hugh was the big guy.
I thought the brother-in-law's
That always
name
stood
was
outside
Hugh.
Saul's office.
I thought the brother-in-law's name was Hugh.
And fun fact, there was those two security guards. Remember that episode where the guy that Skylar was having an affair with?
Yeah.
And they went to his house? Oh, I was going to give you that one.
I don't want that much.
Yeah. And then he fell down. He ran away from them and fell and broke his neck.
Okay.
His partner, in security, that was Bill Burr.
Ah,
Yeah, he had a role in Breaking Bad.
very nice.
Yeah. So I think this week went as expected.
This fucking team.
After zambonygate, they roll off 3 wins against playoff teams. Florida's not a playoff team, but they're battling with Florida.
Like I think they were at the time. Like, I don't know if we were ahead of them. Like they basically were a playoff team, but like this fucking team, like they've won 4 of 5. They really should have won 5 of 5. Like this whole
they should have won the Carolina game.
E-bug gate is just.
Yeah,
I'm still not. They haven't shown me that they care enough yet.
Well, that's the I see nothing different from the week before when the wheels were coming off.
This beer is awful. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan.
No, that's okay. It's very fruit juicy.
Oh my.
And it's it's very fruity.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like this kind of beer. This reminds me of the Dinosaur by Phillips, and I really like that beer.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I can't say that. Oh, these 3 games they've been doing this, and this thing so much better. They've just been doing their thing, and they just happen to win now. Is that fair?
Well,
Freddie's not great, but they're still winning.
But last night, so when they played the Canucks, he lets 2 quick goals in.
Yeah,
Shitty. But then he shuts the door rest of the game.
and that was the same as the Florida game.
Yeah.
I thought he should have been pulled.
I thought the Tampa game, that was the response that they needed.
Yes.
I don't know with this team. They're not consistent. Their give a shit meters low. No, you know who I actually have really liked since the team imposed suspension? Kapanen.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gone next level, physical, feisty.
Yeah.
This version of Kapanen, I'll take this all day.
Yeah, this is a mature Cappy right now. He's really, really rising to the occasion. I guess it's easy to kind of shrink when you have 3 or 4 such high-end guys. It's easy to just kind of shrink a little bit in your role.
Yeah.
And one day he's a first-line winger, then it's you can't play with these guys. You're a third-line winger, and so he's got to find his way. But
Yep.
yeah, guys like that, he's the he's the Nick Bonino to a championship team,
Was
right?
last center though.
No, but that kind of guy. That
Yes.
kind of guy that can go up and down the lineup, but is probably just a third-line guy, but a very important penalty killer and everything.
No, I've really liked Cappy's game.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews was an absolute horse on Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's the game where you're holy fuck, that is a Hart finalist type of player.
Yeah.
But he just you need to do that consistently, where it's dominate.
It's he's trying harder more often right now, and he's so large and strong and skilled that when he does that makes a difference.
Yep.
He can just have a couple of really great shifts a game that he wasn't having before, and that makes a difference. Making a face on the beer. Don't drink it. Pour it in my glass. You don't have coronavirus, do you?
I might actually have the coronavirus.
Really? Maybe I should have got some Coronas instead. Even if I would be happier right now.
Can you imagine like the discussion that's probably going on like at their corporate head office of like what to do from a marketing perspective?
Yeah.
Like
I had an idea. I was talking about this at work with somebody, but I saw a poll it was a CNN poll that said that 38% of Americans believe that like coronavirus has something to do with Corona beer. Now, I don't know where they took that survey in like the deep south or whatever, but here's what I think. Remember when SARS was in Toronto?
Yeah.
And they had SARS Fest, or whatever they call it, music festival?
Yep, SARS Fest.
Corona beer needs to just do a giant music festival fundraiser, get out in front of it, sponsor it,
kind of wait till it's over.
Separate themselves from it.
Yeah, kind of wait till like it kind of goes away. They figure it out.
I think you got to have some fun before it wipes us all out.
But like, wouldn't be like the large gatherings kind of frowned upon?
Oh, perhaps, perhaps, yeah, that's true. So we're sitting here watching 3-0 Calgary over Florida, and I'm mentioning that because if Florida doesn't win this game in hand, there were even games 5 points up on Florida.
Correct.
Now, tell me if I'm being a little oversensitive here, but if that was the other way around, and it was Toronto 5 points back, the narrative would be they're cooked.
We'd be losing our fucking minds.
They're done. The MSM would be saying there's no chance, but Florida's not going. But nobody's going to bury Florida in the media right now, right?
Because it's Florida.
It's not going to be as much of a panic. They still have a chance,
I'm sure George Richards for The Athletic will write like a Stern story.
Is he the same guy that has the plus size menswear stores?
No.
Different guy?
He's the longtime Florida reporter.
Oh, is that right?
Works for The Athletic.
Okay.
I've read his stories a few times.
Really? You read other team stories?
Well, sometimes it gets popped up, like retweeted, and I read it.
I was watching a spring training baseball game today, Pirates, Jays. I had it on for a little bit. It made me want to go to spring training. I've never gone to spring training before.
I have.
It just looks great.
When I was like a young child and going down to Florida, and it was a lot of fun. Even I would love to head down to Dunedin now and just sit there. It's been fucking rainy and cold now for what, we're in month 4 or 5 of this.
Yeah,
in the West Coast
it's been a really West Coast winter,
and it's like, oh fuck, I'd love just to sit there and drink beer and watch baseball.
Yeah,
I'm actually excited for the year this year. For the Jays, the Yankees obviously are going to win the division, but with the Red Sox trading away Price and Mookie Betts, it like maybe a wild card's a potential if the stars align. Like they have some really fun young pieces. So last year I was totally checked out on the Blue Jays. Like they just was fucking not good.
Yeah.
But this year I'm ready to dial it in after the hockey season.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I'll have it on. I don't think I watched the Blue Jays game from start to finish last year.
I did.
I need for me they got to be competitive.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm more fair weather with the Jays, although I don't have another favorite team.
Back to your original question, like I'm sure the Florida media on hockey are like losing their minds about this because they have lost a number of games in a row.
Yeah.
But it just comes with the territory with Toronto. And my feeling is they just need to keep fucking winning. Like, just keep piling points up and, like, do not take your foot off the gas. Yeah. So we got 3 7:30 starts coming up here this week. Do you like that when they have the later start? Well, yeah, because I can have a fucking, like, normal evening, come home, have some dinner. Yeah, like usually kind of feels like you're back home again. Yeah, usually by the time I like get everything done I need to get done in the evening, it's usually like 6:30 or 7. Yeah. At that point the game is over generally. Where here it's like you can now sit down and watch the game and not have to worry about anything else. How much more optimistic are you now versus last Saturday night? Like, do you feel like, oh, maybe they're gonna get their shit together and they're actually good? No. What about when Riley because we have 2 rentals coming back into the lineup in Riley and Cece. Pretty big rentals. Big rentals. Riley and Muzzin actually. Oh fuck! I forgot about Muzzin. Yeah. So really, we got Riley, Muzzin, Cece coming. Like half our blue line is going to be replaced, and Cece's not an awful number 6. Fair. Right. Yeah. You know, he's more physical than Sandin or Liljegren. Dermott's really picked his game up. I've liked the way that he's played. Sandin, like. as high end as he is, he has made mistakes, and it's just gonna take time.
He's 19.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like Liljegren, but clearly Keefe doesn't.
So
he makes those mistakes.
It is kind of our star players who have really stepped up this week. I think that loss. No, I don't think. I know that loss was embarrassing for them last Saturday night. And if you have any pride,
it's embarrassing for everyone.
I don't care how much guaranteed contract money you have. If you're not embarrassed by that, and if you don't play, if you don't get a bump off that in your play the next week, then you are a wasted case, right? Like, so
it's the most
these guys responded
loss in the history of the NHL.
So these guys responded the way they were supposed to respond, and that's good, because I had my doubts. But I don't know what the numbers are, but I don't see Marner having the effects on games that he had last year. Like, what's going on with him? What do you think? Just
wish this was the contract year.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I will he would have to score 110 points a season consistently for me to not believe that that's still an overpayment, right? And but you can put points aside. Let's say he just becomes a point a game player, which is not good at that cap hit. He's still not making a much of an impact. I don't know. I mean, he's playing with Matthews.
Maybe it's because he's not playing with Tavares.
Yeah, it's like Matthews doesn't need him as much.
Nylander's having a career year. Who's he playing with? Tavares.
I wonder
how many guys had career years in New York playing with fucking Tavares? Matt Molson, Kyle Pozo. Like, those guys got paid because of Tavares.
Yeah.
Marner got paid because of Tavares.
Anson Carter got paid because of the Sedins.
No, I'd say Kyle Burrows.
Yeah, Alex Burrows.
Sorry, Alex Burrows.
So, like, it is funny because I kind of am a little bit hard on Tavares sometimes, because he's not like he doesn't move the needle for me in a high end kind of way. But you're right, he does. People who play with him put up numbers.
He's just so good.
Isn't that fucking awesome?
But that's like Bergeron, like just solid center, wins face-offs, a point a game, hard to play against, puck control, strong on the defensive end. He's just a fucking stud.
Yeah.
And like that's all it is.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not fast. He's not going to wow you with his speed, but he controls the puck. He puts pucks in the net.
Just out there doing his job.
Exactly. And he is. I would say right now, like, if Team Canada was like about to play in the Olympics or like a World Cup, I think Tavares is on that roster.
They had that discussion yesterday, I think, on Overdrive, because it was or Friday, because it was the 10th anniversary. So they were kind of saying who's in, who's out if this was an Olympic year.
Tavares is probably your third or fourth line center.
You think so?
Yeah. Did they have him on the roster?
I believe they did, but they had Taves off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Do you think Tavares is better than Taves
right now?
Would you, if you could take them straight up right now, same cap hit, who would you take?
Tavares. It's not even close.
Really? Not even close?
No.
Huh. Has he had that much of a drop off?
Yep.
Okay. Maybe I just don't see it as much. Yeah.
I don't think he ever was the move the needle type of guy, but he was just scored big goals, won cups, and
yeah.
I don't know.
Sharks beat the Penguins 5-0 last night.
I don't care.
Isn't that crazy?
Hope they don't beat us 5-0.
It's not going to be that's not going to be a walkover, that road trip. I mean, I think it's going to be winnable 4 to 6 points probably.
They better go down there and treat this like a fucking business trip and no like Instagram pictures at the beach. Like, go there, win, come home.
They just got Lou Lamoriello this thing.
Oh,
hey.
Like, fuck. If they're out there, they might be hanging out with Bieber though, because a bunch of those guys are close with him. But
I have a feeling that they are just being more low key right now. But that just they're kind of business like right now.
They fucking should be. They're getting paid millions of dollars.
Yeah, no kidding. So we have the order of play is Sharks, Kings, Ducks, and we're gonna see Campbell. Now, would you put Campbell against LA? Because Kings Ducks is a back-to-back.
That would be a Keefe move to play him in LA.
Yeah.
I would assume it's the LA game he plays.
Real dick move by Keefe to scratch Maglin in Florida. I'm just kidding. I didn't care. Like that didn't even deserve a comment.
I thought that was actually a smart move.
He's a borderline.
To start,
he's a fringe player.
To start 7D with not knowing with Rosen just coming in. Like, I thought it was a smart move.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think of Kerfoot on that wing?
I don't like it.
He has way more impact on a game, like as that third center.
They seem to like Spezza in that third center. I think fine.
I would rather see Spezza on that wing of the second line sometimes than...
No, he's too slow.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Kerfoot's got good jump when he's in that third line center. I think he likes it more too.
I like the goat. Like I would like to see like the goat with Spezza on the fourth line.
What about the goal scorers last night?
I know.
Goat Marinson.
I like the posted that text I sent you.
That was awesome. That was like instantly. I still hate him. That was good.
It was the most ridiculous goal.
I don't know how the seas parted for him there.
Like a fucking toe drag off the post, picks up his rebound and bangs it in.
Like, can you imagine? Okay, let's reverse that goal and let's say Eric Gudbranson did that and just walked through the Leaf defense. Like, we would just be freaking on whoever those two defensemen were.
If Austin Matthews did that, people would be like, that's like a top 5 goal of the year.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, fuck. Marinson does it, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like, this fucking guy.
I know. He's under contract for next year.
He's the perfect 7th defenseman.
I guess.
You know, like, he can fill in. You put him on waivers. No one's picking him up. You can send him up and down. You get the contract off the books. He comes in. He can play meaningful minutes.
Yeah.
But like he's like that where you look at him after like 5 games and you're like, God, enough. Like,
yeah,
timeout. Like, I'm done.
I kind of revisited a tweet today because I noticed that we're 16 games left. And back on February 16th,
it's a very big like pat yourself on the back tweat.
But you know
like,
what?
Hey,
no,
look at me.
You know what? No, it was funny because my initial reference to it was that I kind of called it a prediction that I made. But then when I went back to the original tweet, I actually said, "This isn't a prediction, but I have a feeling." No, what did I say? I wouldn't be surprised 15. If they ran off. Like, had a big final 15. So what do you think of that? Like, what would be a big final 16 games for this team? 11 wins if they win 11 out of 16.
It would be overtaking Tampa for the second spot. Ooh. That would be like a holy fuck moment. But it's not going to happen.
Tampa 18 wheelers it without Stamkos.
That's a big loss.
That's a flawed team.
But no Stamkos like for the first round.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me hope that Boston doesn't, like, they win the division.
Yeah, me too.
If we sneak in at third, that I would rather play Tampa now without Stamkos.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, Boston isn't playing perfect hockey right now either. Like, they look vulnerable at times, but I don't want that. I don't want to see that again.
I still like if going into that series, I would not bet on the Leafs to win until they actually show us they can win. Like, I would still say Tampa's going to beat us.
No, I wouldn't be full of optimism myself.
No.
But is this the third time Stamkos has been in this situation where he's had like a season ender? There was the Olympic one.
Rick broke his leg.
And
there was the one
a couple of years, 3 or 4 years ago. Didn't he have
It was a knee.
Didn't he have an actual health issue that wasn't musculoskeletal?
Could have been, but he came back and he played in that Game 7.
That's
in the
right.
Eastern
That's
Conference
right.
Finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like he's had a hell of a year. Like that's a big part of their team. So yeah, like
because in the absence of Kuch not having a MVP year this year, they really need him because Kucherov isn't. I mean, he's still obviously great, but I mean, last year might have been his career year, production-wise, right?
Put up a lot of points.
Yeah, so they need that help. So it's it's gonna be interesting, and they don't have JT Miller to lean on. He's really coming into his own in Vancouver.
Fucking.
I'm glad we beat the Canucks. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That Pacific Division, though, it's crazy.
It's very tight.
Yeah, it's tight. I say Edmonton takes second place.
I'd love to see Edmonton, Calgary first round.
God.
Be awesome.
I'd like to see it second round with even more at stake.
Fair.
But we got to take it in the first because we might not get the second round.
Well,
right?
I don't like any 5 of those teams could make the playoffs realistically. And like looking at it right now, you have Golden Knights first with 80, Edmonton second with 76, Vancouver third with 74, Calgary with 73, Arizona with 72, all really within 1 or 2 games of each other. Canucks have a couple extra, but the Calgary holds on to this here. They're going to jump ahead of Vancouver for that third spot. I think it's anyone's game, really.
Yeah, and the schedule typically holds out a lot of interdivision games for the last part of the season, so I'm sure those teams are playing each other a lot down the stretch.
I'd assume so.
Which will be high-stakes games.
That's fair.
Yeah. So no, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to get some evening games.
Mm-hmm.
Come home, relax.
Toronto has scored the most goals in the NHL this year.
Have they really?
They have.
Are they going to hit 300?
They right now are at 233 with
16 games left.
16 games to go.
Three goals a game is
48.
48.
So they'd have to
not
get
300.
4 goals a game.
Yeah.
And that would get them to, what's that, 64? No, they'd have to be over 4 goals a game.
What's Matthews at now, 45?
45 or 46.
And Nylander's at 29?
I'm not sure.
He's at last year's number. So, okay, 2 questions before we go. Does Matthews hit 55?
Yes.
And does Nylander hit 35?
No.
You don't think he'll score 6 goals in the next 16 games?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm happy for him, though, because he could be having a real shitty time right now if he didn't live up to that contract. And so it's helped us a lot. Yeah, it's a bargain now.
I have to say, like, I'm sure this is a great brewery, but, like, this is the worst pod beer we've ever had.
You're going there? You just went there. We're like 85 episodes in.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, we'll need to do another deep Cove beer.
You've never had that visceral reaction on your first sip to a beer.
It's just it's not an enjoyable beer for me.
No.
Like, those are my 2 least favorite qualities of a beer. The sourness and the fruitiness. Like, those are like the things I do not want. And it just blended together, and it just was not a fun time in my mouth.
So, like, you're not even giving this a Polak glass and out because it didn't get out and it ended up in the back of our net.
This is a fucking Leafs on Saturday night against an emergency backup goalie.
Oh, God. This is the most embarrassing beer in the history of the podcast.
I want to say, like, I'm not ripping on the brewery.
Honest.
Like, no. I'd like to do another Deep Cove beer.
Beer is not just beer. It's not like we're sitting here rating Budweiser one day and Molson Canadian the next day. Like, there's a lot of variance in the beers that we're drinking, so we can't love them all.
Yeah, this is
not, for me, this isn't nearly even as good as a Dyna Sour I like from Phillips either.
Okay.
It's way too tart.
You like saying that word, tart.
Tart, because I avoid the mouthfeel.
Fair.
So I'd say tart instead. All right. So we'll do what we do.
Yeah. Wrap it up here.
Prediction out of 6 points.
Every time I do this, I don't want to do this. I just want to let them keep playing and I'm not doing a prediction.
But less than 4 is a fail. Let's just put it that way.
I'm not doing a prediction.
Okay.
Go Leafs,
Go. Let's go.